back to AIBC Summit. We're here in the UAE in Dubai and we're taking a look at the trends that are emerging from the conference. And today I'm joined by Rico and Dunstan from Sanctum. Both, it's great to see you again. How are you both?
Doing awesome, actually. Having a lot of fun.
It's been an awesome 1.5 years since we met in Lauta, and getting through the pandemic and everything, and finally we are back here. It's so exciting.
And also, the work that you guys have been doing has been extremely exciting as well. We're going to touch on that in a little bit. And one of the core elements surrounding the Sanctum and the work you do is DeFi, which obviously in the last year and a half is an industry that has just completely boomed and surged. I'd love to get your impressions on the DeFi space at the moment and how you see the industry at present.
So, Rico? Okay. So I think that we have been looking to grow the decentralized finance space for the last 3 years, and especially we've been lobbying for NFTs. And Dunstan has done a great job in investing into a lot of different NFTs. He's a big collector himself, and that made us realize how important and how much things can grow out of normal NFTs rather than art, music, content. We're looking at growing and transforming the NFT space into something more interactive, more value adding to the artists, and solve all the middleman issues, benefit issues, and getting the business model right for everyone, the collectors. That requires a process and a progress, and I think we are moving towards that direction. And this requires everyone in the space to be educated and getting involved to actually know how to safeguard your NFTs and how to purchase NFTs, what NFTs should you buy or not. Things like this is knowledge-based, it's experience-based. So I think that itself is something that we have been lobbying for and hoping to see it flourish further in the next year or so.
And it certainly sounds like something that will help the greater blockchain and cryptocurrency community because knowledge base is extremely important, and we're seeing more and more people welcomed into the space, which is great. But as you've said, it must be a challenge as well. So how do you guys really work to achieve that and make sure people do have the right information?
Well, it's a matter of finding the right investments, getting the communities that are connected to us, sending them information, insider information that other communities and other projects don't have access to. So, like for example, we see like companies, they just come into the crypto space, the blockchain space, or they come in DeFi, they come in NFTs and so on, but they lack a certain portion of the information. Like they lack the fact they don't understand how to handle their tokens. They don't know that they need market makers. They don't understand publicity, marketing, and so on. They don't even understand that they need to get on like interviews like this, go for events like AIBC. So there are many aspects of running a crypto business that most startups, when they come in, they get flooded, they get inundated, and they get lost. So when that happens, like people like us, we come in and we guide them as to what goes on. So we invest in them, we do incubation tactics, and after that we accelerate them by connecting them with people in the MENA regions, connecting them with Asia Pacific, and even in the US markets itself. Yeah, like one of our companies, we actually got them a contract where they are going to work with one of the central bank of the MENA region, which I can't reveal now. But yeah, so with contracts like that, with partnerships like that, these startups have the ability to grow. Yeah.
And this is what is so amazing when I speak to people like yourselves, is because you are building these partnerships, these relations, these investor relations that will shape the industry in a few months. And like you've said, it's like looking into a crystal ball. When I speak to you both, you're probably able to identify some core trends that will emerge in just a few months. So I would love to ask you now what kind of trends within the DeFi space you really see being progressive in the next few months.
I believe that a lot of movements will be done in the new model of NFTs, how content are being created, and how they can be stored and transferred. Although it sounds very simple, but in the tech side of things, it's pretty advanced and it needs a lot of research and testing to get it right. So I think that's where I see a lot of innovations coming up in the next couple of months up to the next few years. And I believe that a lot of people will know that they shouldn't just buy tokens, they should buy NFTs. I think the shift will come in more gradually. Probably now less than 1% of people will buy NFTs. But I see the growth of people buying NFTs will grow significantly in the next few years. And especially this and next year, we see more people buying big amount of NFTs rather than buying Bitcoins or cryptos. So I think that itself is a shift. A lot of shitcoins will eventually die off. because they can't sustain themselves anymore if they do not change their business model or infuse the business with more new technologies and more up to date with what the crypto space has developed. In terms of government, they will be looking at more blockchain usage of technologies. That we saw a lot of central banks, a lot of private banks, a lot of big multinational companies applying blockchain solutions into supply chain or part of the business. That will continue to grow. But the major challenge that we have in the whole blockchain or tech space is that we are short of blockchain full stack development, simply because of that. And the cost of implementation is very high. So I think a lot of people should, encourage to go into coding. More people should learn how to code and solve this problem as a whole in the industry, so that the small and medium enterprises or big companies can have a very economic way of building something on the blockchain.
And is that one of the main kind of the roadblocks, as it were, that you are seeing when you do speak to SMEs that you're working with, is when it comes to development? Are you seeing that the ideas are there, the business model, but really it's the development and integration that is the hardest part?
And it's taken some time because of all these bottlenecks, challenges, and skill set, talent that we need to build good projects. So, which is why we are all so frustrated sometimes, and because we can't travel. Everything is done online, and it makes the process, the interview, the training even more challenging. And we believe that in the future, in regions such as South Africa or Africa region as a whole, we'll have a lot of new talents coming up. We predict that the fastest growing GDP will be in Africa region, and a lot of talents in blockchain and crypto will come up from this region. So I think that's something that we foresee happening, and we'll be investing a lot of our time and effort to incubate projects and ventures in this region.
Fantastic. It's certainly such an exciting time. It was great to catch up with you both, and I would love to follow this up in a few months' time when we're all back in Malta and just see how the industry has grown. Thank you both so much.
Thank you
for
so
having
much.
us, Jessica.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Jessica.
That's all from us here. We'd love to hear how you found the interview, so share your thoughts with us.